and well-met adventurers, and welcome back to Fantasy Forge. I'm Cameron Holt, and today I'm taking on another art challenge. Specifically the Animorphs challenge, where you take two existing things, normally a human and an animal, and draw the in-between of those two creatures morphing into one another. But this is Fantasy Forge, so you know I'm going to make it a D&D challenge. I'll be rolling for two random D&D monsters and seeing what horror unfolds as I merge the two into one. There's a link to my curated list of D&D monsters in the description box below if you're interested in rolling up your own monstrosities and playing along at home. Also, sorry this upload is a little bit late, but I had a musical itch that I had to scratch, and you'll hear that in just a second. But enough stalling. Let's get drawing. Up first is the Gallop Door. The second half of this monstrosity is the Hellhound. Hot rock puppy. What more could you ask for? Gallop Door are intelligent little earth elementals with the ability to animate rocks and earth around them in combat. They're often employed as sentinels or guards by druids, as they don't require sleep or sustenance to survive. They're also known to tuck in their arms and legs and, quote, furiously roll towards their enemies, which I think is just a wonderful visual. Hellhounds are actually fiends that take the form of powerful dogs, typically in service to fire giants or devils on the material plane, and as fierce combatants on the battlefields of Acheron in the lower planes. They fight in packs, attacking the weak first, breathing fire to weaken their enemies before devouring anything that looks edible. They're slightly smarter than your average beast, and are evil to the core. I like to think that this middle form retains the dog-like form and fiery breath of the Hellhound, with the stone body and intelligence of the Gallop Door. Plus, the tuck and roll attack in combination with the fire breath is the adorable spinning molten rock of my dreams, so that's an absolute must. What should the name of this new creature be? Let me know in the comments. Next up is Knowles. To be combined with the Hippogriff. Knowles are angry. Very angry. Pretty much all the time. They were born from the demon prince Yunogu when he was running amok in the material plane, and remained even after he was banished back to the abyss. They're nomads who attack at random and have an unquenchable bloodthirst. They have no compassion for the living and seek only to feed, destroy, and keep moving. Hippogriffs are mystical creatures with the hindquarters of a horse, the wings and forelimbs of an eagle, and a head with features of both. They choose one mate for life, give birth to live young, and will fight to the death to defend their mate or child. Apparently, dragons, griffins, and wyverns love the taste of hippogriffs, and hunt them frequently. The official origins of hippogriffs are unknown, but I'd bet $50 that it was some crackpot wizard messing around with nature again, just like how we got owlbears. This may be one of my favorite renderings to date. I decided the best way to create a coherent piece of art while mixing these two creatures was to go the centaur route, doing my best to marry the aesthetics of both creatures together, with enough detail in either portion to tie the two together. I'm very happy with how it came out, and I look forward to adding a hyena, horse, eagle, centaur civilization to my games in the near future. Just as soon as I figure out how that civilization functions. Once again, let me know your name suggestions in the comments below. Our final fusion begins with the Myconid, and is accentuated by the Mind Flayer. Mycanids are intelligent inhabitants of the Underdark that live peacefully and abhor violence. They seek only to achieve enlightenment, and have big ol' spore parties where they combine their consciousness and then start hallucinating together to keep themselves distracted from the fact that they live in a dark, dangerous subterranean hole of a nightmare. To each their own. Instead of using the typical Mind Flayer reference photo from the Monster Manual, I decided instead to use Nihilor from Waterdeep Dragon Heist, because I crave variety. I've talked about Mind Flayers before in my Monsters in My Style videos, which you can check out here. So I'll just give a brief overview of these Lovecraftian nightmares that my players love to hate. Mind Flayers, or Illithids as they're also known, live deep underground, probably came from space, or the ethereal plane, and love being a hive mind of brain eaters that enslave every living thing that they can. They'll stun you with a brain blast and then suck out your cerebellum with a wicked tentacle-shrouded beak, making sure that no one is revivifying your brainless corpse. So, maybe don't mess with them if you don't absolutely have to. Remember earlier when I said that the Knoll Hippogriff hybrid was my favorite drawing I've rendered in a while? I lied. This piece went to a whole new level for me, and I'm so excited to share it with all of you. I feel like this is the closest I've ever come to matching the style and the level of the artwork that you see in D&D books, which has been an absolute dream of mine ever since I used to thumb through the pages of the Monster Manual and Walden books at the mall as a kid, not having any idea what a large part of my life D&D would become one day. But that's enough sentimentality. This hive mind of psionic mushrooms spreads through the Underdark like a plague, just waiting for their chance to bask in the sunlight and release their spores upon the leagues of unsuspecting humanoids toiling away above their heads. What should I call these fungal nightmares? Let me know in the comments below, and I will pin my favorites to the top. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to Fantasy Forge for more art challenges, D&D Pokemon fusions, D&D mini painting, terrain building, creative problem solving, and much, much more. I've got 2 huge announcements that'll be coming out in the next 2 videos, so be sure to ring the bell so that you get notified when those drop. You're not going to want to miss it. Thank you again for watching, and I will see all of you in the next video. But until then, stay safe out there, adventurers.